Despite the Phantom Troupe being one of the most dangerous groups in Hunter x Hunter, Imagine thought lost any danger they find themselves in. Besides seems to be spelling their demise with most spiders, especially Crawl, were making peace with the fact that most, if any, will not survive this journey. The Phantom Troupe, also known as the Spiders, is a group of 13 notorious thieves and assassins led by Crawl Lucifer. They are from Meteor City, a lawless place where society's outcasts, people who, in the eyes of the world, do not officially exist, but it impossible to trace or identify those who were born there. While they are ruthless criminals, they share a strong bond, viewing themselves as a family. The group formed after a major event that struck Kroll and his friend group, the death and mutilation of their close friend Sarasa. Kroll was unanimously chosen as the group's leader, mainly to avenge Sarasa and find those responsible, the first and founding members being all part of Kroll's childhood friend group, Shalnak Nobunaga, Franklin, Uvogin, Machi, Pakunoda, Vincent, Peitan. Currently, as of chapter 410, there are 10 spiders left, including Illumi and Kaluto on the Black Whale. And as powerful and feared the troupe is, not all members have survived so far. Uvogin was the troupe's number 11 and the group's powerhouse. He died during the Yorkshire City arc at the hands of Kurapika, who sought revenge against the troupe for slaughtering his clan. Wogi's death was the first major blow to the Phantom Troupe, shortly followed by Pakunoda, the number 9 in the troupe and the user of a unique clan ability called Memory Bomb, which allowed her to extract and share memories with others. Her death was caused by a personal sacrifice, as she chose to use her Nan ability to share critical information with other troupe members despite the condition placed on her. The next member lost was Hisoka, as Hisoka never really considered himself a true spider, only joining the gang so he could fight Crawler. And after Hisoka's not-so-great fight with Crawler did ended with him dying and getting revived, Hisoka decided it was time to stop playing games, threatening to kill all of the remaining spiders, the first two being Hortopi and Shalmark, for both tragically led defenses due to Crawler taking their abilities for his fight with Hisoka, both dying quickly without any way to fight back. With these deaths serving only as the beginning, the troupe faces more threats than ever, and it's only a matter of time before more spiders fall, as the troupe seems to be gathering more and more enemies. The first of them, and maybe the one most likely to act on it since his entire presence in the Black Whale is because of the spiders, is Hisoka. When he joined the troupe, he had only one goal in mind, which was to fight Crawl. And Hisoka finally got his wish in the Heavens Arena, where he faced Crawl in a long-anticipated battle. However, the fight did not go as Hisoka hoped, as Crawler, using his stolen abilities and cunning strategy, set up a one-sided unfair battle. By exploiting the arena, using puppets, and overwhelming Hisoka with relentless attacks, Crawler ensured that Hisoka never got the real fight he was hoping for. After that, Hisoka has shifted his focus to eliminating the entire troupe, one by one, no more playing around. He will kill any member on sight. The hunt for spiders now more personal and more about revenge, rather than enjoyment from fighting. Another character mentioned before, with a close history and a very personal reason to hunt the spiders, is Kurapika, the last surviving member of the Kurta clan, who dedicated his life to avenging his people slaughtered by the Phantom Troupe for the valuable Scarlet Eyes. Only Hisoka, though, the spiders are not his primary threat on the ship just yet, as he isn't even aware they are on it. Moving on to the groups, we have new factions and possible threats to the Phantom Troupe, the newest one being the Kakin military, who, after the announcement of the martial law in chapters 409 and 410, were started taking control of the ship, their presence and authority on tiers 1, 2, and 3 creating big problems for the spiders there. I don't believe they will actually kill one of the spiders, but more so hinder their movement and goals. The second one, which is purely a possibility and speculation, but certain members of the Kakin royal family might take notice of the troupe, especially after the revelation that Crawler is on the Black Whale to steal the 3 great treasures of Kakin, making it improbable that some, or at least Crawler, will come into contact with the royal family eventually. The last one, but not the least, are factions either actively hunting the spiders or would love to see them either end, the 3 main mafia families of Kakin underworld. The Haley family is not actively hunting for the troupe, but their paths will inevitably cross, as the Phantom Troupe is going after the Haley under the pact with the other 2 mafia families in exchange for passage between tiers and help in finding Hisoka. Despite both Cha and Jiu families currently cooperating with the spiders, that might soon change as Hindri and Sakura from the Jiu family, on the verge of finding out that Lynch was killed by a Phantom Troupe member Bonoleno posing as Hisoka, but having their suspicions, which will inevitably start the cooperation between them, but at least try to undermine and weaken them. Both Hindri and Sakura agree though that they will need to be careful, as going to war with the Phantom Troupe will also mean that they will go to war with the Cha family. However, Kenny from the HxH family seems to consider spiders very dangerous, wanting to see them eliminated, which could mean that HxH family will be willing to go against the Troupe too. Now, before moving on to the main subject of Phantom Troupe survival, I would like to touch upon Neon's ability and its predictions. Her ability, Lovely Ghostwriter, was taken by Krollo, who used it to predict the Troupe's numbers' fortunes, or at least for the ones it could be provided for. Now, the prediction works for the month it was made in, 4 to 5 verses each representing 1 week. By now, the fortunes have already expired, and Neon herself is presumed dead, as her ability has disappeared from Krollo's book. Even though the fortunes are not supposed to work anymore, Shaolai has died yearly similarly to how his death was predicted, which leads me to believe it might be the same for Shizuku. Now, do the predictions still actually work? Did the Phantom Troupe escape from their fortunes simply delay their fate? Is Sugash only using it as sort of an Easter egg, or is it all simply coincidental? I do not know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. This is a whole another subject, but I just want to mention it for Shizuku's possible ending. Her fortune has 2 main points in it. First is that she will die if left alone, and second is that she will meet her end in a room with black items, treasures ill-gotten, depending on the translation. Despite the clear advantage and need to stick together, the troupe has scattered all over the Black Whale, with some of the less fortunate members left alone to fend for themselves. There are 10 Phantom Troupe members left: Krollo, Machi, Nobunaga, Finks, Phaeton, Monoleno, Shizuku, Franklin, and the 2 Zoldycks, Kaoto and Illumi. Both Kaoto and Illumi, the 2 newest troupe members, are as safe as they can be for now. They have been taken into custody by Mizai Stone, currently residing on Tier 3, and since they hadn't participated much in Phantom Troupe activities on the Black Whale or before it, they're relatively unknown to the others or simply seen as less of a threat to them, with no other faction clearly mentioning them or going after them. Except Hisoka, who has clearly stated he will go after all of the 10 spiders, but when it comes to the Mafia, they are in no danger from them currently, the only possible threat other than Hisoka being the military, but even that is still very unlikely. And Kurapika would probably take priority for the troupe members that have participated in his clan's massacre. I would give both of them low chances of dying soon, or even in this arc, with Kaoto probably being the safest spider. Machi is pretty safe in her room on Tier 5, she hasn't been too involved with the spider scheming, nor has she been making any enemies, and she is far away from the martial law and the succession war zone. She's on the tier of the Mafia least likely to attack the troupe, with both Hisoka and Kurapika literally the furthest away they could have been, with Nier seemingly planning on making a trip to Tier 5. Her chances of dying soon are very low, and in fact, I believe she is, minus Kaoto and Illumi, the spider most likely to survive this arc. One of the main reasons I also don't think Machi is in danger from any faction except Hisoka is because I believe she will confront him at some point, as she is the next spider closest to him after Krollo, so if she has to die, Hisoka killing her would be the only fitting choice. Monoleno, on the other hand, is pretty much a dead man walking. He's in an incredibly dangerous position, on the same tier, in the same room as Hisoka, with most likely noticed him by now, unprepared to fight him one-on-one. He has stated his abilities are not suited for a fight with him. His main and his biggest threat currently is Hisoka, and if he somehow manages to get out of there alive, he'll become the biggest target for the GU family, after and if Henry and Zakuro find out he killed Lynch. Though Bonolo's fate for this arc is pretty much sealed, with his death being the most likely to happen soon. Shizuku is the next character in most danger, as she too has been left all alone, even though she was supposed to be teamed up with Krollo and Bonoleno, making her extremely vulnerable. If you are to take her fortune into account, she has already fulfilled the first condition for her death, which is being left all alone, with the second condition her being surrounded with black items, possibly hinting where and by whom she will die. The most cruel threats being one of the 2 Mafia families, the GU or the Heili, is both of them deal in exchange of illegal goods. Furthermore, we have seen the HxH family's black market warehouse, which is not to say Shizuku could also be killed by them, but rather that could be one of the possible locations of her death. Here, without taking the fortune into account, Shizuku is in a terrible position, and while she might not currently be in much danger that upper tiers bring, she is still extremely vulnerable to future Mafia attacks, so I believe Shizuku's chances to die are also pretty high. Nobunaga, Finks, and Phaeton made a good choice in the beginning, opting to stay together in most part, but have made a grave mistake, at least Nobunaga did, of splitting off from the group. They have probably been the spiders most involved with all of the dealings with the Mafia, getting a lot of attention from them. The trio has split between the tiers 4 and 5, with Nobunaga going back down to tier 5 and Finks and Phaeton going up first towards the Heili. Nobunaga split off from the group after they found out Haley were posing as subcontractors managing the treatment plans to find prey, getting back to Tier 5 to find out more about it. As Nobunaga split from the group means he is less likely to get into a fight as he will be on the lowest tier while the biggest dangers are higher up, he is also much less likely to die soon. I believe he will be one of the characters that die in the middle or near the end, as we haven't seen much of him as with most other characters, plus he's also due at least one important fight before he dies. I do not think he's making out of this arc alive, but for now he is safe, and he might even get to team up with Mature Franklin as they are both waiting on Tier 5. He's also one of the only characters that can actually see dying to most factions except Hisoka. But still, the chances of him dying soon are not completely out of the question, as I strongly believe one out of the Nobunaga, Finks, and Phaeton will die soon. That flags are a bit more prominent with Finks and Phaeton though, as they're currently heading towards the Haley hideout, an inevitable confrontation waiting for them, with Finks being a bit more likely to meet his end soon. They're heading towards a hotbed of danger in the upper tiers, with Phaeton's ability being extremely hard to use in close quarters of the Black Whale. Phaeton will have to die to cement Haley as a dangerous faction and give the troop even more reason to go after them, but I do not believe both of them will go down in that fight, and the one that's left will be killed by either Kurapika or Hisoka. Franklin, more so than the rest, is in a very interesting position that makes it fairly hard to judge his situation and future. He is currently safe on the lowest tier with the least danger around him, opting to wait for Hisoka to find him rather than help search for him. However, I would still put Franklin somewhere in the mid-range or dying soon, as he has already shown us everything he's got, and he has not much narrative importance left. I can see him teaming up with Nobunaga, but as safe as Tier 5 is, we have to keep in mind Kenny, a potential accomplice of Morena, and something of a spy in the Char family who is also on the lowest tier, and presumably someone Nobunaga and Franklin, if he follows, would meet up with to discuss the Haley. Finding out that the spider are slowly realizing their plan and how they operate, he could notify Morena and get a Haley immediately involved with both Nobunaga and Franklin. Really has a much higher chance to die here, and I can see him dying to any of the three mafia families. And last but not least, Corolla. Corolla is obviously not dying too soon, as we still have a lot of plot points to resolve with him. The threats of both Kurapika and Hisoka, his hunt for a specific ability, his hunt for 3 great Kakin treasures, and not confirmed but very likely is that he might get to meet Prince Ariadne if he is very likely proven to bear some sort of responsibility or connection to Sarasa's murder, and the people who orchestrated that whole thing. Corolla is not dying before the spider loses more of its legs, bringing Corolla closer and closer to despair as more troop members keep dying, especially if he is indirectly at fault, which wouldn't be the case if Hisoka kills Bonoleno, as he has ordered him to find his way to Tier 1, and if Shizuku dies, after he left her completely alone, the spider chooses to stick together. There is also the possibility of Corolla meeting Morena, as he has been noticed by Dogman, with many parallels being drawn between the two factions already. But I do not believe Corolla is dying soon, and when he does, it will be by either Kurapika's or Hisoka's hands. He's currently heading towards Tier 2, with presumed goal being reaching Tier 1, as it is not only where Hisoka is, but also where the 3 Kakin treasures are most likely kept. So based on everything discussed, I believe Bonoleno is the troop member endangered the most, with Shizuku being a close second. Yomi and Kaoto had the lowest chance of dying, with Kaoto most likely to also survive this arc. Of the other spiders, Much will probably be one of the last to die, along with Corolla, and the rest of the spiders could die in any order in between.